Fez on Raw Dog, Sirius XM Comedy Hits, Channel 99.
It's the Ron and Fez show. Russell Peters is sitting in with us today. He's going to be a Good Night Comedy Club, February 6th through 9th. And then Zany's Comedy Club in Nashville, February 13th through 16th. But that's not enough for you people, Fez. We got more.
Jo Koy is here, and he will be playing Levity Live in West Nyack tonight, 7:30 show.
Good to see you, Joe. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Russell's here. You guys go back a ways?
I love Russell.
Uh-huh.
We do. We actually live around the corner from each other.
Is that
too.
right?
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm not home, he brings his kid by and they go swimming.
Yeah.
Sounds dangerous.
And then he comes home off the road and it's like, hey, we're in the pool. And your fridge is empty.
That's so. What is this? The comedy neighborhood that you guys all
Pretty much. It's a
live
very
in
comedic
together?
neighborhood.
It is, actually.
Is there other comics that live in the
Who
neighborhood?
does live in our area?
Who else is over there? God, there's a ton of us
No,
out
there's
there.
not. If we can't think of any more, there's probably no more.
No, there are. There's a few.
Malcolm Jamal Warner lives on my street.
Is that right?
I've never seen him. I've seen him once.
Do you go,
And
Theo?
No. And Adrienne Barbeau lives on my street.
That's fucking fantastic.
I've seen her once, too. She still looks
She
good.
probably still looks good. I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
I would.
yeah.
I still would,
You can't
sure.
lose that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, those don't go
You
away.
can
No.
lose it, but
I mean, you can, but that's
she
cancer.
I
doesn't.
wouldn't expect her to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, how old's your kid?
My son's 10, man.
Is that's the good age, or is
Yeah,
that a
that's
weird
the best age. He's playing
Yeah.
basketball now, too.
How good is he?
He's really good. And I live vicariously through him because I didn't play any sports.
They say that's healthy for a parent.
yeah. But I'm the good sports dad.
Yeah.
I shut up. I let the coach do his thing.
Right.
I love watching him. Like I start to cry a little bit. Like, wow, this is
Well, I
crazy.
cry,
My son
yeah.
is good.
Kids will turn you into a big homo right away.
Yeah, they do. There's something.
Just watching him do it,
Yeah.
it's just like, man, this is beautiful. And then I go, where was my dad when I wanted to play sports? But it's really cute, man. He did good yesterday. 4 points and 1 assist.
Now that is the weird thing that when you have kids, it makes you think about the way you were parented at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah, the way our parents were.
Yeah, the way our parents were.
Yeah, I buy my son stuff, and then I just sit there and go, my dad didn't get me shit.
I never
You know
got
what I mean?
anything. I look at all the stuff my kid gets.
Yeah.
It's funny because I don't buy my kid things that she wants. I buy my kid things that I would have wanted.
Exactly.
At that same age.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, when I take my son to Toys R Us, we're going to Toys R Us. It's like we're both getting these toys. You want a PS4? So does Dad.
We're spending time together.
Yeah.
With this game.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're bonding.
It is the weirdest thing. Now, being a comic, are both your kids, have they seen the act? Do they...
Mine's only 3. So
Yeah.
she just points and goes, Daddy.
Yeah. But at a certain point, don't you think it's weird for a kid to see that people come to see their dad talk?
Yeah.
I don't
You
know
know?
if they understand that.
I don't
Yeah.
think your daughter does yet.
No, but I mean,
My son does. He gets it.
no, but like but it's still got to not really resonate with them. Kind of like it's got to be like, yeah, it's been that way since I've been a kid, since I was
Yeah.
born.
My routine is basically based on him. So everyone at his school and his teachers watch the stuff.
Oh, that's
So
very
everyone
cool.
knows him. Like they call him Ting Ting. They say all this stuff, and he's kind of like living this little celebrity life, because everyone knows that he's part of his dad's
Is he
routine.
going to private school?
Yeah, he's going to private school.
Oh, Jesus.
By the way, have you seen Russell's kid? Gorgeous.
Of course.
Yes, absolutely.
Gorgeous.
I'm not going to think Russell's going to have a pig for a
I
kid.
don't want
That's
Russell.
not-
I don't want Russell to think he had anything to do with it.
It's true.
Yeah.
I got lucky.
But I don't also think
This
that...
came out of my balls.
Oh, that,
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Look at that baby.
This is the only thing
I
I
just
ever
have
want to
a
see
lump.
that came out of your balls. But
Fez, look at that kid.
Yeah, look at the kid, Fez.
Like, you got to press the button.
Push the bottom button.
Beautiful.
Fez didn't
No,
even
you're
see
not
anything.
saying- we
Fez
just
didn't even
got
see
Fez
anything. He was looking
lying.
at your hand.
Jesus
We just
Christ.
saw Fez lie.
Hey, Fez.
Aw.
Right?
Adorable.
All
Yes.
right. By the way, Fez,
I
I
had
loved.
the same outfit.
Yeah. I loved you in the Doritos commercials in the
It
70s and 80s.
really...
I usually get the Pringles,
Is that
man.
what it is?
I don't know if Fez was in the Doritos commercial or his mustache was.
The mustache is actually gaining fame for him so much.
I like that it's two-toned.
Yeah. Well, you
You got to be a
explain-
special
It
person
comes
to wear
out
a
wild in
mustache like that.
pictures.
Yeah.
In pictures, it looks great.
It shows up like a street reflector.
Like a
Yeah.
beam
Well,
of
here's
light.
the thing.
Like a beam of light coming in.
Something actually happened to your face, right?
Yeah, I passed out in the sun in Florida with no protection.
I'm just going to just say this because not everyone remembers these, but Rufinals. All right, so now we'll go back. It was
Well, usually the people on them don't remember them.
yeah, no, that is true, or that decade. But when
In the hot Florida sun, my face went to one side, and this side got fried, sunburned, blistered over, and lost the pigment down half of my face. That's why the
And
mustache
that's why it
grows
bleached
in.
white? Wow.
yeah,
That's why
so
it's pure white.
now before that, there used to be these like white blotches on your face that used to
Yeah.
they used to
How'd you
bother
fix that?
He didn't. It just
No.
kind of.
It
Regen-
kind of faded.
You're like
Yeah.
a lizard. You're
As I moved
regenerated.
north.
He really is like a lizard. But the weird thing is now that happens to his hair, which is kind of
Just
I don't
on the
know, I would-
on
It's
the right
interesting.
side.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, isn't
Didn't
it?
know
It's
you could
fascinating.
change DNA like that. with
he
that.
really is an X-Man. It is
That's
own
amazing.
Mutated.
strange
That's amazing.
way.
No
Yeah.
powers, just
No.
the
No.
ability to
Yeah.
change hair
No.
color.
Just the power
It's a
of
magical
a conversation
mustache.
piece
Yeah.
mustache.
A magical
Yeah.
mustache. That's
I
what
think
it is.
if curiosity was
Magical
a power,
mustache, right?
Sounds like the
think-
Beatles,
Yeah.
the Magical Mustache
owns
Tour.
What's that?
The Magical Mustache Tour, like the Beatles did. You
But
could do.
I don't think it's even easy to grow that kind of a mustache. I mean, I don't think like I could grow one that long, could I? When they
You
stop,
can't. You can. You just don't
Wouldn't
because it would
be-
get annoying.
Fez,
Yeah.
usually when people
Like
grow
for you. I mean, for me too.
Yeah.
I can.
usually when people grow mustaches like that, their names are Doc, and they're really good with guns.
Yes, that's a good point, Jeff.
I'm neither. And the bright white side actually grows more than the other side.
So you're saying the dark side's lazy? I get it, Fez.
Racism. You know what?
I thought I hit it well enough.
Yeah, there's racism in the mustache
And facial
world.
hair.
Yeah.
And
My
in the-
white
in the world
side's
of facial
so
hair.
efficient.
Yeah.
The dark side.
You know what?
What are you gonna do?
You know what? It takes a comic to bring up these social issues that society is not ready to deal with right now. But it grows faster on that side.
It grows thicker, longer, and faster.
All right,
Yeah.
let's
Oh,
not
yeah.
take away from the dark side.
All right. But see, the thing
The
is,
opposite of sports.
right. And at one point, the white side will eventually get to the moon.
Yeah.
While
That's right.
Yes.
But the left side of his mustache is really good with sports.
Yeah.
True.
Very good with sports.
Really good with sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the side I watch sports with.
You know what? We said was a superpower. It could be Two-Face. By the time you'll
Yeah.
have a personality on each side.
Yeah, one of the guys down the hall actually suggested last Halloween, you really should go as Two-Face. And I'm like, have you seen Two-Face? He has a side of his face that is just melted off, and that's what you see when you see me.
That's
Well,
not your friend, by the way.
if
Who
we
No,
ever
it's
said
not
that.
a friend.
You know,
It's
If
a-
we had met
Yeah.
you when your face had melted off, maybe.
It's a good
Who
point.
is this friend,
You know
Fez?
what? Joe is right. Fez, you pick your friends. Don't let them pick you.
Yeah.
Thank
okay?
you.
From this point on.
Stop hanging out with these people, Fez.
Good advice from
know-
Joe Koy.
You're
Let-
welcome.
Let's walk Joe and Russell down the hall and confront this asshole.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
No, don't let Russell confront anybody because he'll punch him and then get sued. Ask
true.
him.
When's the last time you hit somebody, Russell?
God, 2 years ago.
Probably in
Punch a guy in front of the Laugh Factory.
A
December.
receptionist.
Oh, it was December?
No, this is the last time. He said the last time.
Oh,
It was
Russell, the thing is, you look at Russell and you're like, oh, yeah, easy. Computer geek. I can
Wait a
fight
minute,
this
whoa,
guy.
whoa, slow
He
down.
knows nothing about computers. Nothing about Dell customer service.
True.
None
But a
of the
lot about
stereotypes.
boxing. Right?
Yeah,
But you know what he can do? Knock the shit out of you.
it's true.
I swear. This guy fights and he doesn't know his own strength.
Why don't you know your own strength?
I know
No, he
it.
knows his own strength. He just
I'm very familiar with it.
He tests it on people that don't have strength, like me.
Hey, you wanted to wrestle.
Yeah. Okay, let's not say that live on the show.
This is so
But he's-
hot.
He was saying I did jujitsu. I said I did jujitsu. Then we
Yeah,
were on.
but I didn't know you really do jujitsu. I just watch UFC occasionally. This guy's got me in a fucking chicken
and I'm
wing
like,
on his
what
bed.
thing? What? Okay, again, that thing. You put up a good struggle.
He's
like
like,
this.
Joe, tap. I'm like, you got my arms inside my asshole. How am I going to tap, Russ?
Popsicle
what?
Joe.
Joe, I feel like you've been holding this inside for a while, and I'm glad we
This
can bring
is,
you on the People's Court.
That was
Which is so hard. He has a mannequin in his living room. It's a man, a real man,
Yes.
and then he just punches it. for no reason.
Well, he's training. He's
I
a
just
boxer.
like to get it out. Whap,
Yeah.
whap. You know,
It's
you don't want it in you.
yeah.
You know?
And then he punches me.
You got to stay out.
I'm not the mannequin.
You're
gotta
training
stay out
with
of the
Benson
pool.
Henderson now.
No, I was just there.
You made it look like this is what you're doing.
It's called acting.
No, it's Instagram thing.
And scene.
Jo Koy is in studio with us playing Levity Live in West Nyack tonight for a 7:30 show.
You better get in tonight because
Yeah.
this weekend thing is
That's
packed.
covered.
You guys can call in.
Are you guys
and beg
adding
for another
shows or what?
show.
Yeah.
And that's Chris Mazzilli's club, the guy
Yes.
that owns Gotham Comedy Club.
Yeah,
Open
great
Levity.
people.
Great
All right,
people.
that's a
great
fun
people.
fact. That's
fun
a
fact that a lot of people don't know.
That's seriously. You know what? This
Hey, one thing about Jeff. Good facts.
you know what?
Yeah.
Jeff is like it's like a pop-up video show.
I love
That's what we're doing in here.
Absolutely.
I just want everyone to know Mazzilli owns that. Back to you, Ron.
Hey, an
a
Apple
great-
Who
iPhone?
the fuck is Mazzilli? Don't worry about it. Just let you know he owns it. Back to you, guys. Back to the mustache.
And Russell Peters will be at Goodnight's Comedy Club. I have no idea who owns that.
Do you
Well,
know?
let me tell you.
Was it Charlie?
It's
It
Charlie.
used to be Charlie. Used to be Charlie Goodnights.
And what happened? Charlie said good night. I
Good
guess.
night.
Well, it's almost, remember when Kentucky Fried Chicken between KFC?
Yeah, I
You
used to
can't-
work at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Is
back
that
in the
right?
day. Mhm.
But you can't give long enough names to people now. You just confuse them.
But
So-
to be old school, on the buckets they put Kentucky Fried Chicken on some.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
You
this.
know, in Canada, it used to be
It's called a
Scott. It
throwback
used to be
bucket.
called Scott's Chicken Villa. That's how we have to answer the phone.
Scotch Chicken Villa.
I'm not making this
Seriously?
up. Scott's Chicken Villa, and then but on side it would say Scott's Chicken Villa, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Hilarious. So
No.
they were buying Kentucky Fried Chicken
Scott,
and then
some guy
selling it
named
under
Scott.
his
No,
name.
it was Kentucky Fried Chicken, but Scott's Chicken Villa, I guess, was the parent company in Canada.
That's like saying you're going to Krispy Kremes and you're just going to a gas station that sells Krispy Kremes.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's not the same.
Somebody was running
Why
across
does
the
my
border.
donuts taste like unleaded?
This is petroleum jelly. This isn't jelly donuts.
Petroleum.
Fez?
And then
Back
there was
to
that-
you, Fez. That was just a fun
we
fact.
How about that?
done yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
right
thought
your
Jeffrey
plug.
was coming with gold, and then we're like,
Goodnight's February 6th through the 9th, and then Zany's Comedy Club, owned by Chuck Zaney in Nashville, Tennessee.
Zany.
But what I love, Fezzy, is that you just picked it up from where you were interrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did not restart it. You just went, good nights.
Yeah.
Comedy Club.
Yep.
I knew
Fez,
that part. I wanted to make sure I got the dates out.
the mustache keeps him on point.
there are no road hazards in his
No.
straight. Nothing.
No.
Fez, how long has the mustache been out there?
The mustache is a year and 2 months old.
I still
Oh, so it's not even that old.
Yes.
14 months.
It's
Yeah.
a baby.
You don't want to
No,
trim it to
maybe
even it
mustache.
out or anything, or
No, I just want to see how it's going to go.
I like how it's growing into your mouth now,
Yeah.
Fez.
I'm sorry. What?
you ever make out with somebody and they go like, "Your teeth
No,
are fuzzy."
he didn't. as
I've
a matter
never
of fact.
made out with anyone,
Fez-
Russell.
Fez, he's
Fez-
never been with anyone.
Fez,
Nobody.
Have
No.
you ever
Male,
ate with your
female,
friends?
nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever went out with your friends and said something's in my mouth and they go, "It's your fucking mustache." Fez.
There's a hair in my food.
Constantly.
Yeah.
I now have to I now have to drink with straws.
Russell just like slipped in, is he gay without asking with the men, women, anything? Nothing. He did it really
Very
smooth
casual.
and
Very
easy.
casual.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yes, but that, see, I'm going to ask you guys.
But photosynthesis is phenomenal.
But here's the thing about Fez that that we debate all the time. He is, in his mind, he came out as gay, yet he still hasn't dated men or women.
Yeah, so it doesn't really make you gay at that point.
That's what I
think it just
said
makes
to
you
him.
asexual.
Yeah,
That just
No,
makes
I'm
you
gay.
a person.
right.
That's you. You're just a person right now.
Right now,
Fez?
you're a person. You're not.
Wait, so when you decide what you are, you're not a person anymore?
I'm a
give up.
person
No, there's no
longer a
label. He's
person.
just a human.
Right.
attached to a mustache.
Yeah, right.
He's
exactly,
a humanoid.
He's a humanoid.
All right. This is taking
He's
an
the
ugly
new
turn.
human.
But
I was
the-
giving really nice plugs, too.
No, the
You've
plugs-
given no plugs to nobody ever.
I wish.
You plugged nothing.
You know what? Here's the sad
Except
thing.
the butt plug, right?
Russell just
Right,
said.
we know what he meant. We all knew, Gurian. No,
Another fun fact from
Fez,
Jeff.
that was a fun fact.
That was a fun fact. Don't take offense to that.
A compendium of facts.
But you've given no plugs to anyone.
No, I haven't. I've never plugged anyone. I've never been plugged.
On
Wow.
a scale of 0 to 10, what would you say your desire is to have sex. And be
Asian
honest,
It
men.
must have weaned by now.
it never existed even when he was younger, though.
Oh, so it's got to have weaned even less.
I think it's actually more than it was. I'll put it at a 6.
Wow, that's
Oh,
high.
it's getting there.
Yeah.
What's your age now, Fez?
That we don't
He's got
need
a
to
really
discuss.
big one coming up.
Oh,
One of the 0
40
ones
in March.
Oh, you're coming in March.
Okay.
Don't be fooled by the prematurely white mustache.
Half
I'm
a
one
century
half.
coming up. Okay.
So here's the thing. At this point, why bother? That's the question.
Yeah.
Why bother?
Why even bother?
Do you at
Yeah.
least do it yourself?
Yeah, I do it myself.
Okay, well then that's
What are you
fine.
talking about, Russell? Do it, what, like put a finger in
Girl,
his ass?
explain it.
Do you finger bang yourself,
No,
Fez?
does
Is
he
that what
mash?
you're
Does he
asking him?
jerk off? Does he jerk off?
You know
Of course
what?
he jerks off.
Well, we don't
He's
know.
a
Is that-
man.
But
Just to
I-
keep your prostate healthy, that's all.
Your sexuality has nothing to
Aren't
do
you
with
a dentist?
masturbation.
Not anymore.
You never know. I mean, if he's not touched anybody, maybe he's just not interested in anything.
The end-
Fez, have you put anything in your ass? That's what Russell's indirectly
No, that's
asking
actually
you.
not what I'm asking.
Oh, it isn't?
No, I was just asking if he jerked off.
My bad. Actually, I'm
don't know
asking
what
through
that's
Russell
an
Peters'
answer.
name.
Just jerked off is
I
where I was
wanna
going
know.
with this.
I guess I could whisper it to him. I don't know if he wants to hear the answer.
No, I just, I've never met anybody who's never touched anybody.
it isn't.
I don't know if it's admirable or
It's an
if you're, if
interesting-
you're
it's
It
an
is
interesting
interesting,
thing.
and I tell him that should be like that's a cool way to be able to say, look, you looking at the world differently.
Yeah.
And one thing about Fez is that he's always worried about not being normal, and I go, you should be just the opposite. Of
It
being
gives you
normal.
so
Who
much
wants to
extra
be
time.
normal?
Exactly.
It gives you so much extra time to accomplish things. Most people's lives are. You know how many hours you waste trying to hook up with people over the years?
Oh, my
it's
God.
unbelievable, right?
If I could get those back.
Yeah, you
If I
could
get
do
those
it.
flights back and all those purses and shoes back. And
What are you trying to
why,
do?
why are you guys so nervous? Nothing. I just
Don't
asked if we can
touch
take a
him.
picture of the
Joe,
panel.
what are you doing? Taking over the studio?
Fez, no, that's not. Just fucking
wait,
smile, Fez.
but wait,
You know
try to
what?
get a shot with Fez's mustache, like
Fez,
kind of in the
lean into the
peripheral.
picture.
I feel
And
like
but-
I've gone to the zoo.
Could you do a thing where
Fez, just lean in.
if
People want to see
Fez's-
the mustache.
If Fez's mustache looks like it could be Joe's hair, could we line it that way?
Oh, that works good.
You may recognize Joe from V for Vendetta.
Come on, get the picture.
I feel like the new black and white panda has been
Fez,
rolled out at
Fez.
Washington, D.C.
Ron, get in.
No, we're fine.
Get your mustache in there a little more. There you go.
Hurry up.
All right, we're good.
That's a good.
Good.
You know,
Sorry about
Well,
that,
that
Ron.
didn't distract anything.
Ron,
No.
sorry about that.
That makes for great
Everyone
radio, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. People at home, you got to look very close to the mic. And you can
Honey,
see-
get in here. They're posing.
They're
You want to hear this? They're posing on the radio.
You got to hear them set up this shot.
You know,
Let's rewind this part.
Back in the day, Ron and Fez were the ones that started on-air photography. Up to that point, no one
one
else
had
was
done
doing
that.
it.
Let me
No one
show
has done that
you. You know what's
before,
great for this show is let me do my mime act real quick. The
Yeah.
audience is going to love this.
Friday, Alan Alda's going to come in
Is
and
he
we're going
really?
to paint him.
That's awesome.
We're just going to sit here and paint. Very quietly. No one
Hilarious.
talks. Just a
Perfect.
long painting.
Every
right
now and then
we're-
you'll hear, "Can you pass me a new brush?"
Right now we're on the nose.
Have you guys ever
And
met
then
Alan Alda before?
I have not. That'd be a pretty
Fascinating man.
That'd be a
I
pretty
think-
cool
Gotta
meet.
be.
Just like I did the hour with you, we did an hour with him, and we ended up, rather than talking about MASH, science. The guy is obsessed with science, and he's unbelievably interesting.
You know Charles Fleischer, the comic?
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, he's a mathematician.
Mathematician.
Wow.
He's created his own math.
He like that's really where he makes his money is.
Wait, he's created his own.
No, he
he's
solves
created-
problems and theories.
No, but he's created like a math. He's
What is it,
created
an
like
extra
this.
number?
It's
How do
crazy.
you
You got to
create a
see
math?
it.
Yeah.
He's just got this
And
weird.
how do you get people to do it? That's the thing. Once you
No, he disproves mathematical
What do you knock on
theories.
people's doors and-
Equations and stuff.
He comes to the club with stacks of papers, and
No.
it's math.
Now the weird thing is,
And I'm like, aren't you supposed to be a rabbit?
I always look at him and in my head I'm like, that's Carvelli.
Yeah, I loved Carvelli.
And the
Welcome
weird
back.
thing is, like,
Yep.
I mean, you're talking about this genius, but he always played the wacky guy.
Yeah.
he never played.
He's not really playing.
Yeah, he's
He's
out
a
there.
wacky genius.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a wacky genius.
Great guy.
Off stage, he's that guy.
But
He
I was
really
asking
is.
him about like, hey, if he do what I just saw him like about a week and a half ago, and I said, hey, you done any more theories or anything? He goes, yeah, I just did this one that proves that. He was trying to break it down for me. I'm an idiot, so I
Yeah,
don't.
you
really
couldn't,
Yeah.
you
know.
couldn't
Don't even
follow
try.
along, but
No, but
he
it was
out
interesting
there.
when he was telling me because I was like, holy shit.
I just was reading today.
But anyone could say anything to you, Russell, and you'll go, holy
You
shit.
son of a
This,
bitch.
this
Reset.
physicist came up with this thing on life itself and why there is life, right?
Yeah.
And basically, it comes down to this: if you take some molecules and they sit there and you shine a light on them long enough, they'll just
One of them will start to
turn
move.
Well, they'll turn into a rabbit sooner or later. Before,
Eventually.
if you give it enough time, there'll be people fucking pissed that the subway's late. You know what I mean? That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Heat plus molecules, which is that cutting any God thing right out? The premise to begin with?
You know, I'm not a big
Just the whole concept
big
of
God guy.
inventing
Yeah.
something like math. Like, did you know that the Vietnamese language, somebody told me, was only invented about 200 years ago? Now, how do you do that? How do you invent a language?
Well, what did they do before then?
That's what I'm
This.
wondering. Yeah, and even if you do invent a language, how do you get people to start speaking it? You know, what do you knock on everybody's doors? I know you've been saying this, but try saying it this way. You know what I mean?
Here's what
How do
kills
you
me about
invent a
Russell.
language?
He works the biggest rooms, but he can work very, very small.
Very small.
Just a head nod.
Yeah.
As a fucking punchline.
That's it.
That's hysterical.
you wanna eat?
Economizing. It's economizing.
So you're saying they didn't talk in Vietnam until 200
No,
years
they
ago?
must have. They had
And
some
that's why
other
the Americans
language.
attacked
Someone
them.
told me that the modern Vietnamese language was only invented
Well-
200 years. Have you ever heard that, Joe?
I never heard that. I'm
never
glad
heard
you
that?
went to the Asian guy and asked. But
Yeah.
no,
I would just.
I'm only half Asian.
I would just
I'm
like to
Asian,
say
too.
to Vietnam,
Oh, yeah.
now that they have a language and they understand us, it was a tie. Stop telling everyone you beat us. It was a tie.
Yeah.
We had to go home.
Yeah.
You,
was
because
time.
they're sitting over there going, "We won
We beat
that.
that,
We won."
No, have you been to Vietnam? They look around and go, fuck was this all about?
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot happening there.
Yeah, it's.
Have you performed there too?
I have, yeah. I got paid in dong. that's the currency, dong.
Serious dong?
Yeah.
Russell told me you went to India, and I was like, was it beautiful? He goes, it was beautiful. It just smelled like human shit.
Serious?
Not everywhere, but there's days.
But enough for you.
There's some days where it's stronger than others. Like the first, like when it's funny because people are like, it didn't smell like that. I'm like, it sure as fuck did the one time I went. One time I got off the plane and it was a hot day. Well, it's always a hot day, but it was in Bombay. And I guess because it's a fishing, they were fishing. And
Yeah.
I guess all this fish must have come in to the harbor or something, and it must have been sitting out or something, and somebody must have shit all over it because
So it wasn't really the fish.
it smelled like shit and fish, and it was just
Nice
Like,
combination.
it was me and Angelo Sarukas, and we got off the plane, and we're like, "Ugh," and it was like, oh my god, and I
Like
go,
right away.
right away,
Yeah.
was like, I did not see this coming. But then when I went back in October, no
Beautiful.
smell. No smell at all. So, I guess it was the day I caught it.
Well, I've been through Jersey the same way. Some days it's
Yeah, but
stinks,
that's,
and other days you're like, it's beautiful.
That's
over here.
according to what Chris Christie's willing to do, Spending all that money on Febreze.
But if you've ever been to a Russell Peters show, I always have to say this because it's
Interesting
it's
fact.
very special. If you've ever been to
Another
a Russell
fact.
Peters, I call him the Messiah of comedy because his show is so multi-ethnic and he brings people together from all over the world, which is the great power of comedy. It's a healing force. Brings people together and people laugh at each other and at themselves. And it's an amazing, amazing thing. Not many people can do that and get away with it. And he does it. And he
ya.
imitates
Yeah.
every accent, every single accent. These days, if you imitate an accent, people say, oh, that's racist. But they know that Russell's not coming from that place. And it's a very
Yeah,
important
he
thing
is.
You know what,
that he
Jeffrey?
does. It's a
Yeah,
very
he is.
important
Just
thing
ask
that he
Fez's
does.
mustache.
You know, this is great. This is the exact opposite of a roast. You know what I mean? Everyone always
This is a
wonder
toast.
what is it's the opposite of a
roast.
roast.
This
That's
is
what you
roast.
should be doing.
I should be
Gathering
doing-
comedians and
And-
just saying wonderful things.
And unroast.
Jeff is here.
No, because I love the
This is a
power of
microwave.
comedy. I love the power of comedy, the fact
Yeah.
that it has the power to bring people together. You could do it in any... there are very few people that can do that. I'm in awe of that. And I like to give people props when they deserve it.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
had
nice.
So anyway... You
Jeff,
can
that
make
was
fun
very
of
sweet.
that.
Did I ever
can
tell
make
you my
fun of
story
that.
about the comic strip? I see you have your book here about it.
Yeah. Well, what was your story about the strip?
In 2005, I had sold out the Apollo Theater in Harlem. It was on like a...
Oh, I was there.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there that night.
You were there, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
He was
so
the white guy.
you were there. I sold out.
Yeah.
The-
The lines were around the... And it started late.
Yeah, because the
Remember how
audience
late
was,
it started?
yeah,
Because the audience was crazy. The lines were around the block.
So that was what, like a Friday or something. On the Monday, I went over to the comic strip to go do a spot, and the lady, first of all, I had to beg her to get on, and she was like, "All right, I'll give you $5." So I go on, and you got to figure in 2005 I'd been doing stand up 16 years.
Yeah.
And I do my thing, I get off, and I go, and she's like, well, I don't usually like my open micers talking to the audience.
Open micers.
Yeah.
And she kicked you out of the.
She was
club?
like, but if you come back in a couple of weeks, maybe I'll put you on again.
Was it Gladys?
Yes.
It was Gladys. That's so crazy.
That's
Gladys
so funny.
Sockman has been doing. She's been running an open mic show for probably 25 years.
She
used to be at
she's
Hamburger
dead on.
Harry's.
She is.
No, unbelievable.
She's
she
got
told
an eye
you
for talent, that one.
Yeah.
and you didn't pass the open mic show, but you fill stadiums.
Yeah.
I got to tell her that.
What? A half a mile away.
Yeah.
A
And
half a mile away.
And that's why I've
Unbelievable.
never gone back to
You
the
never
strip.
went back to
Never
the strip.
been back
But
to
that
the
wasn't
strip.
a regular show. You must have been there at an unusual time because she only does.
What's the open mic night? Monday?
Yeah, usually.
It was a Monday.
When Russell
Stories
plays,
you won't find in the book.
when Russell goes and plays a regular comedy club, he's doing the club a favor. It's the craziest
Absolutely,
thing.
absolutely.
But I didn't want to be like, I did say I just sold out the
I
Apollo
fill
Theater.
stadium. Yeah, I fill stadiums. By the way,
And at that time I hadn't done any stand, but I was just like, I just sold out.
When
that.
I
Russell
was at
and I
Madison
met,
Square Garden when you filled that.
Yeah,
It was
that's
like
right,
6,500 people.
when Russell
85.
when Russell and I
8,500
met,
people.
he took me to Australia.
2 nights in a row.
He took me to Australia, and
That was a vacation, right?
no,
that was
we were doing
before?
shows together, and he did the Australia. This is way back. How 7 years?
It's been a while.
7 years, 8 years, and he took me to Australia. I didn't know how big Russell was.
Yeah.
I knew he was huge. I just knew he was my friend. Took me to Australia, and we're in the Sydney Opera House, and it's sold out. And I'm like, isn't this the thing that they give away on Price is Right? And I'm in it.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. Like, we were in the Sydney Opera House, and this man was killing it, just crushing
We
Australia.
had a great time on that too.
Yeah, man, we had fun.
That was
The Australians love you, man.
We are
Most generous
out-
comic in the game. This guy gave me a watch at the end of the tour.
And then he threw
Gave
it
me
out.
a Tag Heuer.
yeah,
He threw
it out.
We're at the end of the show, guys. Thanks so much.
Are
for
you
coming
serious?
In. We're gonna do this
That
again.
went so
though.
fast.
No, I
We're
want
gonna
more.
do
I
it
want more.
again.
Can I plug something?
Yeah, plug away.
Oh, come on.
At Jo Koy, JOKOY. I'm taking all the time.
That's Fez's thing. You know.
That was
that's
mine,
sweet,
and he's
Fez.
going to
Oh,
be
okay.
at Levity Live in West Nyack tonight at 7:30. Russell Peters at Good Nights Comedy Club, Raleigh, North Carolina, February 6th through the 9th. Gladys doesn't work there, so we'll get plenty of time. Zany's Comedy Club, Nashville, February 13th through the 16th.
Hey, how about me? At Jeffrey Gurian on Twitter and ComedyMattersTV.com.
It's all locked in. We'll see
Cool.
you guys back
And
in here.
interestingfacts.com.
That's the end of my show. Donk.